Dazn says they are done paying hefty inflated wages to fighters. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We work and sign up for ESPN Plus below. Link in the description of all my videos. It helps the channel. I am an affiliate. They have an upcoming fight, Jeremy Stevens. It should be a really good fight, UFC. And let's talk about it. Dazn, they had a recent statement. Link in the description. Check out Mike Coppinger. He's a reporter with The Athletic. And it says Joe Markowski, he's the guy with that like Twilight looking hair. Joe Markowski of Dazn tells The Athletic, the days of inflated purses are over at Dazn, and they had to pay a market entry premium. So that doesn't sound good to me. Ever since Dazn was announced as coming to America, like Eddie Murphy, and people like Eddie Hearn were like, he was the first face in boxing that was recognizable, screaming Dazn. Eddie Hearn talked about having deep pockets and we got the biggest budget and no one can compete. Showtime, Fox, Top Rank, ESPN, nobody can compete with our budget, right? Deep pockets. $1 billion for 100 fights, 100 nights or some shit in boxing. Nobody has the budget like we have. We don't have to pay time slots like PBC. We don't have to do this, that, and the third. We want to hire, this amount of talent, couple of world champions, guys want to build a world champion, this, that. So for Joe Markowski to tell The Athletic, one of the heads of Dazn, to tell The Athletic the days of the inflated purses are over at Dazn, it's just kind of a weird admission, and it sounds kind of like you have to tighten up the belt and the purse strings, and Dazn, without being like, we didn't even get so much as 2 Canelo and 2 Anthony Joshua fights before they inflated the price by 100%. It used to be for new signups, they used to give you a 30-day trial. After that point, you're billed $9.99 to get started. I predicted this on my channel that the trial was going to go away. Because that was 30 days. That's a whole month. You can watch a whole month of fights, if they have a busy fight calendar or something. So I knew that was going to go away, or at the very least get reduced. In America, they got rid of the 30-day trial altogether. But guess what? In other countries where they have Dazn, like Italy and, I don't know, every little news, Sweden and shit, where they have Dazn, they still have the 30-day trials. Only in America, even Canada, I think, has a 30-day trial still, right? Let me just show you guys so you guys can see. Dazn Canada. See? Dazn Canada. The power of the internet. I'm pulling it up so you guys can see. Save nearly. Start your free trial. Boom. Sign up now and enjoy a 30-day free trial. No risk, no obligation. It's $20 a month, but you still get the 30-day free trial. But watch this. Dazn USA, this is their website. Exhibit A. Sign up now. Look, they don't say nothing. Look, nothing about a 30-day trial because they don't have one. So Dazn, I think they're in Japan too. Yeah, okay. Dazn Japan. See, new media. Start your free month. So, like I said, Dazn in all these other countries, they still have here's Dazn Italia. In Dazn in these other areas, you could still do the free trial, but not in America. Plus, in America, they changed the price from $9.99 and multiplied it by 2, doubled it. It's 100% greater, and now it's $20 a month, $19.99. So that's an indication. They did this before Canelo Jacobs and before Joshua. It was supposed to be Miller, but Joshua Ruiz. So they've already inflated their monthly price. Now he's saying this. They have a YouTube, 2 YouTubers who are supposed to be really popular. Or they're not supposed to. They are popular, and they're trying to piggyback off of the success that they had on YouTube, having a pay-per-view, and they're trying to get involved in that. And then now he's saying Dazn tells The Athletic the days of inflated purses are over at Dazn, and they had to pay a market entry premium. I just did a stream about this. I told you I don't understand the game planning with Dazn. Like, it really seems weird to me. It really seems weird to me. Like, they're acting like, excuse me, I just had a granola bar. They're acting like they had to pay these crazy inflated purses. No, that was desperation. You didn't have to pay Canelo that much. But even if you want to pay Canelo that much, whatever. You're paying Golovkin $15-18 million to fight Steve Rolls. Listen, new media continues to win. I don't know how many times I can express it, tell you that new media continues to win. This is everything I said. This is not rocket science. This is a business. You have to make profit. That's how any business works. Money should be not just being money hungry, but that's the only way to get to the next level and continue to grow. That's the society we live in. So I disagree with Dazn. I don't think they had to pay these outrageous. I don't know how much they paid for Devin Haney. He's a great fighter. Triple G. But some of this stuff seems so ludicrous that people like myself have been telling you, how can they sustain this? Paying Canelo $36 million or $36 to $40 million by himself for Jacobs, no pay-per-view. And then Jacobs getting 10 to 13 million, and they're only generating 600,000 views in the US. That's not even sustainable in the least. And then getting 15-18 mil to fight Rocky Fielding. That's why all the information is out there. You just got to put the puzzle together. Getting rid of the free trial, inflating the monthly plan by 100%. Picking up a YouTube fight, and that's probably being promoted better than any of your boxing fights, trying to, capitalize in that market. Dazn is all over the place saying this, the inflated purses, those days are over, because they started overpaying people. And now they're like, okay, we got to tighten up because of the way they're trending. The fact is, it's sad that Logan Paul and KSI is probably their most anticipated fight. Maybe Canelo Kovalev. I'm not really that thrilled about that, especially since it's on the same night as Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, which I think is a great UFC main card. And ESPN Plus, sign up below and purchase that. It helps the channel. I just don't see these things seem weird, like these decisions, I guess you can say. And that's why they're saying that Canelo can only fight Kovalev or Triple G and getting Stern. Now Oscar De La Hoya he did an interview with the LA Times, and he says the Canelo versus Triple G fight will happen in 2020. And then look, here's another thing. Shout out to Coppinger. This is from the Canelo Kovalev this is something else. Look, Oscar says it's been a rocky couple of months, but he'll be happy when the fights commence November 2nd. proud he is able to get these deals done for Canelo and Ryan. It has been a couple controversial. Oh, here it is. Canelo says he considers his business with Triple G settled, and he is not motivated to fight Triple G a third time. A reporter told Canelo that Oscar De La Hoya said to the LA Times he would fight Triple G a third time in 2020. Canelo said Oscar says, quote, many things that don't make any sense. This sounds bad, bro. So between Eddie Hearn's cash cow, Anthony Joshua losing, that's his biggest product. And then now he's like trying to make up for it with the Ruiz, Joshua in Saudi Arabia. That's harder for people to get to. Doesn't benefit the UK or the US market, you know, based on the time zone difference. That doesn't put it Saudi Arabia time. I looked it up. It doesn't put it at a prime time for US market. This is the DAZN's decision. Because Joshua lost. They don't want Joshua to lose again. They knew if the fight happened in the UK, Joshua would get slack for it. So now they're putting in quote unquote neutral territory, which is closer to the UK than it is Mexico or the United States. And that's where they're putting it. So they didn't get the flack because they know they didn't want to come fight Andy Ruiz in Mexico or the USA. So that part is bad for DAZN. A lot of Golden Boy, you don't even have any real big Golden Boy cards that I've seen. And then Canelo was upset with Golden Boy. Ryan Garcia was upset until today. I guess he got some lucrative deal. So now they're paying Ryan Garcia all this money. You're paying Triple G all this money. Triple G is fighting in a week and a half, and nobody's even talking about his fight. People are talking about Wilder. When's he coming back with Luis Ortiz? When's the announcement? And Sean Porter and Errol Spence, from what I've seen. And maybe now Canelo Kovalev. No one's even talking about Triple G. But for whatever reason, the powers that be, people with DAZN are so insistent on making Canelo versus Triple G. This, to me, just spells trouble. Canelo is about to fight Kovalev. I still think it's an advanced cherry pick, but Kovalev's bigger than Canelo. What if Canelo gets hurt in the fight? You know, that's anything like that. If he loses, if he's perceived to lose, if Kovalev can do something right there, because this is his weight class, then that's going to hurt the Triple G fight. If Triple G looks vulnerable, or obviously if he loses, but if he looks vulnerable versus Derevchenko, all this stuff is hurting. You got DAZN mapped out and planning for 2020 Canelo Triple G trilogy, and so much can happen in boxing. By that time, no one might even care about that fight. I already don't care about Canelo Triple G 3. You got Canelo versus Andrade, same roster, but we can't see that. Triple G, Andrade, same roster, can't see that. Canelo, Andrade, you know, Canelo versus Caleb Smith, they're all aligned with Canelo's last 3 fights or whatever. Rocky Fielding, Danny Jacobs have been Eddie Hearn fights with Eddie Hearn fighters. You know, even Liam Smith. So he's worked with Eddie Hearn's team a lot. Caleb Smith, that would be a better fight. You fought Rocky Fielding for a fake ass title. Caleb Smith knocked out Rocky Fielding in 1 round and has the real title, the real version of that title. So why not fight him? You know, they're picking on Kovalev, who is, everybody knows he's kind of on his last leg. You know, we'll see if he can do something. He just went through a war, quick turnaround. You know, it's not really looking good. So I don't know. I just don't understand DAZN's methodology of what they think. You know, Canelo, there's a chance he could look suspect. Triple G, there's a chance he could look suspect. They're banking on this Canelo. They've already messed that up to me. Canelo Triple G, if they really wanted to do that, they should have put Triple G in there instead of with Steve Rolls, made Triple G for the amount of money you were paying him. Like I've said from the beginning, you should have paid him that much money to fight this man on the screen, Demetrius Andrade. Then the winner would have Demetrius Andrade's belt, you know, be it Triple G or Andrade. And then the winner of that fight, the winner of Canelo Jacobs. But they dilly-dallied, didn't allow that to happen. The belts got split up. Jamal Charlo becomes a franchise champion. You know, Canelo, you know, his team hasn't really showed any interest in fighting Andrade, Exhibit A. Andrade says, and I quote, this was just posted 4 days ago, "If I get on November 2nd card with Canelo, the co-feature, that's all right with me." I don't think he'll be the co-feature now because Ryan Garcia was just announced for that. But he wants to get on the card, I guess. "People will get to see me and see what they're missing out on, and maybe get me in the ring with Canelo on Cinco de Mayo." This is what they should have did. Canelo Jacobs winner versus Andrade and Triple G winner's face for Undisputed. But they didn't do it. And then now they're still banking on this. Look, De La Hoya says Triple G will be one of the opponents for next year. He has to be. From what I heard, you know, I have a source, and they said that Dazn is so insistent on Canelo Triple G3 that they're willing to sever Canelo's contract, like not see it through, because they probably have an opt-out, clause, if he doesn't fight him. Because Canelo has been insistent. You just keep seeing what Canelo's putting. Canelo says he considers his business with Triple G settled, and he's not motivated to fight him a third time. So I think Dazn is fed up. They need big fight, so they're just trying to strong arm him. Like, we'll just opt out of the whole contract if you don't fight him. But so much can go wrong. We'll see how it plays out. But I question some of the decisions that are being made at Dazn. Triple G, no one's even he's fighting in 2 weeks almost. A week and a half, 2 weeks. No one's even talking about his fight. They're hell-bent on this Canelo Triple G3 as if that's the only fight that makes sense. Whatever. We'll see how it plays out. But it's funny to see that Eddie Hearn, he said that Dazn had the biggest budget in boxing, but they're the ones that are saying, oh, we're not doing them inflated purses no more, doubling the price and all this extra stuff. So what does that tell you? Just look at it. Joe Markowski of Dazn tells The Athletic the days of inflated purses are over at Dazn, and that they had to pay a market entry premium. So it sounds like, basically, in layman's terms, I'm tired of losing money. We're tired as a company of losing money. So we had to do that to get started. We're not doing that anymore. So now the paychecks are going to be more realistic. And the last thing I'll say with that is this. What's the incentive to even fight on Dazn coming in now? If you're not paying these record-breaking purses that you can't get anywhere else, then why, for limited exposure, should you fight on an app base only that has one major popular sport or two, boxing and MMA, and fight on? What's the incentive? That's what, like, okay, for example, how do you get Errol Spence over to Dazn or Charlo? Why, when Charlo and Errol Spence fight on Fox pay-per-view, he could get back end money with Sean Porter and possibly get a Pacquiao fight next, or whoever, right? And sell out AT&T Stadium. Why would he go to Dazn at this point if the days of inflated purses are over? So they're admitting that they overpaid people, and now they're tightening the purse strings. This is not good. This sounds like, okay, we realize the error of our ways. We're tired of losing money. We're trying to get out of the red. So no more free trial. We're doubling the monthly price. No more inflated purses. I mean, you do the math, but let Eddie Hearn tell it. Dazn had $1 billion a year, the biggest budget in boxing, and Showtime, they said Showtime boxing will go the way of HBO boxing, and he said they'll be out of business within a year. And this is the American takeover. Well, within a year from when he said that was October of last year, so Showtime has until next month to go out of business, according to Eddie Hearn. So I think Dazn, they just kind of came in the market the wrong way. They had a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, apparently. When it comes to boxing and trying to head the program, not really making decisions that would have probably got them further along. Like I said, Triple G, no one wanted to see him fight Steve Rolls. Make him fight Andre. Instead of just pressuring Canelo to take tough fights like Jacobs and Kovalev and, Triple G, why doesn't Triple G have to pull his weight, And then Triple G Andre winner fights Canelo Jacobs winner. You have something special. You have an undisputed fight at middleweight, but they didn't do it like that. And then in the process, Canelo, he got stripped of 2 belts, which made him look horrible. Kovalev couldn't agree with Canelo in enough time, so Kovalev just fought his mandatory, a young strapping Anthony Yard, who did better. He was inexperienced and still did good and almost stopped Kovalev. And now Canelo's moving up when we just know this is a quick turnaround for Kovalev. He just fought a week or 2 ago. You know what I'm saying? He just recently fought and was almost stopped in a tough fight where he had to bite the bullet. And then now Canelo's supposed to get him and we're supposed to be hyped for this. They did this all wrong. You were better off coming off the Alito Alvarez Kovalev win before Yard, pay him step aside money, right? And then Canelo just paying Kovalev. Put it this way. Dazn seems so reactive, never proactive. How are you able to, you were already in negotiations that spanned for weeks between Golden Boy, Main Events, and Top Rank and Kovalev's side. You offered him some, his team publicly said, Kathy Duva and everyone, They lowballed us. They're not even willing to give us a fraction of what they gave Danny Jacobs. That's bullshit. We're not taking it. We're willing to fight Canelo, but not for 4 or 5 million or whatever they offered him. Jacobs got 10, 12 million. We want that or better, right? Dazn and Golden Boy are like, no. Wasted all this time negotiating with Kovalev. And then so much time had passed, Kovalev had to fight his mandatory within a certain time frame. So Main Events was like, hey, we'll get back with y'all. We have to, if you guys won't give us money, you won't budge. And now it's not even enough time to promote a Canelo Kovalev fight. So we're going to have to go and fight Yard. Keep your fingers crossed that we get past him. And then we're willing to fight him at the end of the year. And then that's what's happening. Now we're getting Canelo Kovalev. But from the beginning, if Golden Boy and Dazn would have given Kovalev the amount of money that they're giving him now to appease him, then he could have just fought him straight away. They will let Kovalev go through a war with somebody else, I'm not going to say exposed, but fight an inexperienced guy to the point where he was badly hurt and nearly stopped. His own trainer, Buddy McGirt, said, if you give me another round like that, I'm throwing in that towel. And then now Canelo's fighting him. That makes this fight, that took this fight down, versus if he would have just beat Eliter Alvarez, it'd been whatever. But we just seen Kovalev almost stop. And now we're supposed to be marveled that Canelo, who has fought at 168 and spars with light heavyweights, is moving up 2 divisions to become a 4-division champion. This is bad decision making. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.